Hey everyone, it's Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty.
And I'm Rebecca.
And, oh, go ahead.
Also known as Chateau Willow.
Yes, and I put your Instagram handle in our last video. So we did a recap of India Untangled, and now we're here to recap Rhinebeck. Day 1, Saturday, October 16th, 2021.
And it was a day.
And it was a day, and we were very tired, but we wanted to sit down and record this while everything was still fresh on our minds. So here we are. So let's talk about our sweaters. Because today we actually wore sweaters. It was relatively warm today, but we managed to wear our sweaters for a good portion of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're matching. This is Lume by Sari Nordland.
Correct.
And do you want to, because you kind of found the pattern, so do you want to tell them why you were drawn to this pattern?
Somebody told me it was a really good pattern for me, so I was like, okay.
Oh, okay.
It was recommended and
Like at the yarn store?
at the yarn store, and it was because I wanted something yoked, and because I'm fluffy, this was had a lot of give in it and didn't constrict me at the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how we found it. And then the same yarn store suggested the yarn,
Mm-hmm.
which
we know is Blue Sky Alpaca or Blue Sky Fibers. They used to be
Blue Sky.
called Blue Sky Alpaca, I think. Or maybe I just thought it. But Blue Sky Fibers, and we can't remember the name of the yarn, but I will have it in my project page. And do you have a project page as well?
I have a project page as well.
So we use the same main color, and then we use different contrast colors. And I think we both use 150 gram balls for the main. Did you get 50 gram balls for this part?
No, I got 150.
150. I got two 50 gram balls, I think, for mine.
It recommended two 150s, and I only used one.
Oh, yeah.
So it was great. So I got to return it.
Oh, good. And I ran out of my main color and got to
the rescue.
borrow some from Rebecca. She brought it with her when she flew up here, and so I could finish this part of my sleeve. So that's what we wore today, and it was, a little warm, but I wore like a
lot
dress.
Warm.
Yeah, I wore a dress so I could be air conditioned.
She was smart.
Yeah, and it was pretty comfortable. So that's what we were wearing. So let's talk about our day, kind of like how we went through India Untangled. So we did the same train from New York City to Rhinecliff, and we had a hard time getting a lift again, getting out of there.
Getting out of there, and we were only going like 10 minutes away from the train station. So it was like, why is it such a problem? But also, they're not used to an extra 15,000 people wanting a lift from the train station or from their hotels or Airbnbs. So yeah, I kind of understand it.
So today we knew that we should sit on the left side of the train because that was the side that the Hudson River's on, and so we could see.
It was cool.
Yeah, we had sat on the other side the first day because we didn't know. Because I'm bad at directions, basically.
No, we didn't know. Now we know. You always sit on
the left side.
The left. Well, oops, sorry, toaster. You always sit on the east side of the train. I mean, the west side of the train, so you can see the Hudson River and the other side of the
exactly.
Hudson. And it is gorgeous. We saw people sculling or rowing rather, and it was really cool. It was very nice. Makes me want to live up here. But
oh yeah.
No, I'll stay in Texas.
And we saw so many knitters on the train today, like so many more. Yesterday, I don't think anyone was really going up for that.
No.
And today, it's like we got off and like 20 plus people were waiting for lifts. And so because you can only fit 3 people in a car right now because nobody can sit in the front seat, we had a lift and then somebody needed a ride. So we were like, yeah, come ride with us. Let's get there.
And we ran into her another 2 or 3 times while we were there.
And we were on the same train back.
Oh, I didn't see her on the train.
Yeah, we were on the same train back. We pretty much all went at the same time and then also went back at the same time.
Yeah, we were supposed to come home at like 8 o'clock.
Oh, that would have been, we would still be on the train.
We would still be on the train.
I'm so glad.
So we switched over to the 5 o'clock train, and it was much better.
It was the right decision.
It was.
So then we arrived at Rhinebeck, which is at the Dutchess County Fairgrounds. And we went in. There was more than one entrance.
Right. We snuck in the back door. It was great.
Apparently, yeah. We didn't. There was still a line, but it went fast, I would say.
It went super fast.
They checked our tickets and our bags, like, very briefly. Like, they
he just barely even opened my bag. Yeah. And it was like, oh, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. There was no metal detector or anything. But, yeah, it was good. So where we entered was where all of the
vendors.
Food booths, like, what are those? Those are pretty...
Food trucks.
They were food trucks. Yeah, they were trucks, I guess.
There were food trucks.
They were like permanent trucks.
And there were also, like vendor halls that were just food.
Yes.
And the food was very good.
So we went straight for the apple cider donuts because we've heard that those are really good.
Yes.
And somebody told us to go straight there because it would be the shortest line of the day. And I'm glad that we did that.
And they were correct. And they were good. Yeah, they were good. I got 2, and I said, I'll save one for later. And the guy goes, oh, no, you won't. And he was right. I didn't.
Oh, that's what he said. I thought you were trying to get 2, and he was like, you won't eat 2 or something like that.
No, that's what he was saying.
Oh.
Is that, no, you won't make it last. And he was right. I didn't. I just went, it's gone.
And it was good. Like, I'm not a huge donut person. I like cake donuts more, and it was like the softest cake donut I've ever had.
It was very soft.
Yeah.
With it, and I didn't get a lot of apple cider from it.
Cinnamon.
But
It
was cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
But they were good.
But I mean, apple cider, yeah, I guess it's supposed to taste like appley, like sweet. But somebody said that we should try the cider, the actual cider, and that's really good too.
Yeah,
so
that is.
So that was our first stop of the day. And then we were like, now what? Because again, we didn't plan.
We didn't plan, and there's so much there. It's so overwhelming that you're just like a kid in a candy store. You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so we went through one of the barns, because it's a bunch of barns there, and then found our happy place with the sheep and goats and alpacas.
Yeah, so I will say this is going to be an honest Rhinebeck review. Because I feel conflicted. Like, I honestly, like, at about an hour in, I was feeling underwhelmed and overwhelmed, if that makes sense. Like,
yes.
I was like, I didn't see anything I wanted to purchase, which is, why I felt like I was kind of there for yarn.
Exactly. I did not find yarn that wanted to jump in my bag for me to take home with me.
Yeah. But I also felt overwhelmed because the buildings that we were going through were pretty crowded.
Very crowded.
And closed. So they were just open, like, double doors at the beginning and end, which they kind of had it going one way.
Right. It was a big barn.
Yeah.
And they had the booths separated by an empty stall. So you could spread out into the empty space and look at things from the backside.
That was nice.
That was very nice.
Touch. Keep
that. That was very nice.
Chairs would be great. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, no, I just want to sit inside.
Chairs would be great. Chairs would be great.
It was a little stuffy in there too.
It was.
But you weren't in there for that long, so.
But also being from Texas, we're used to air conditioning 12 months out of the year, and they just occasionally have fans.
Yeah.
So that probably had a lot to do with it. And it was started out in the mid-70s, and in the mid-70s with really nice.
And mask. We got a mask on.
Yes. Wool sweaters with, it got warm.
So we kind of were like piddling through. Like, we weren't really like, we would go in and come out and we'd be like, where were we? I was like, which one did we just come out of? Because the flow was a little odd, wasn't it?
It was supposed to be one direction, but all of the exits faced each other.
Next to each other, right?
Yeah, they were next to each other, but in the big center walkway, the buildings coming one direction exited into that central walkway, and the buildings coming the other direction exited into that same thing.
So you'd come out,
walk around the building to go back.
You'd like come out of one building, and walk around to re-enter at the same side. We were just like kind of confused.
It was,
I promise there is redemption coming, but we were just kind of like, eh. So then, that's when we went and found the animals, which I totally didn't expect to enjoy. You were ready for them.
I was ready for them because I love the smell of hay, and I like to hear the animals, and it was like my happy place to just go pet them. And, you know, it's nice to see where all your fiber comes from, because a lot of people don't understand, you know, what a blue-faced Leicester sheep looks like, or what a Corriedale looks like, or where your Angora actually either comes from a rabbit or a goat.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't know that. And, you know, or the difference between a llama and an alpaca. And it was enjoyable to see the little kids that, and the animal handlers would actually let the little kids get much more close. Mm-hmm. And that was really, really cute. And they were the farmers and I guess you call them sheep farmers, shepherdesses, shepherds,
farmers, yeah.
Farmers.
Sheep farm is a sheep farm.
Sheep farm.
Yeah.
They were all very, very informative about, even if you didn't ask a question, they were going to tell you.
Yeah.
And that was really neat.
It was cool. I so enjoyed that more than I thought. Like, I think when you go to like maybe a typical like county fair kind of situation,
check out her parade of animals. That was so cute.
Oh, yes, I did. I think I forgot to post that on Instagram, but I kept it as a video. But I'm hoping to get like vlog of like the different sheep types. So that will be coming soon, because I've never seen like how different the sheep looks from different fibers. And I feel like that's just really interesting. But there were so many. I was going to say, it's not just like county fair. There's like one row of sheep or something. It was the whole building was different kinds of sheep. And then there was another building.
Barn,
And there was llama or alpaca. They were pretty big.
I believe there were both there.
Okay. It was cool, though.
It was very cool.
Yeah. So we kind of honestly wore ourselves down after like a couple hours. We were kind of like, well, now what?
We people watched, and I people watched. She participated.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to see everybody in their sweaters and everybody, you know, meeting up with all their friends. And I confess, I went fangirl on the Knitmore girls and talked to both Jasmine and Gigi, because I just love Gigi. I think she's just the cutest thing on the planet. And Amy from La Vie Animée. And everybody was just so nice, which I didn't expect.
Yeah. I
kind of expected, you know, the big worldwide known people, because she's nationally known, so I can't say that. I didn't expect them to be so nice and gracious. I kind of expected a little aloofness, and it was
like
there.
That we were going to be bothering them if we went up to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was so cute to see people kind of duck and sneak up to Natalie and go, "Excuse me, excuse me."
It was so cool.
It was so cute.
It was so exciting. Well, okay, before we continue talking about the hill, because that is the redemption story to the Rhinebeck thing. We went and got merch. So I will say this. When we first walked in, there was a long line to the small makeshift tent building that said souvenirs. And we were like, what? I guess you probably put it together, but I didn't understand. So later we went back when the line got shorter, and this was where you could buy the show's merchandise, but a lot of it was already gone. So I'm guessing people went right away.
Yeah.
But we both got this t-shirt with the logo on it, and it's a nice gray Heather t-shirt. Mine it comes for some reason in like a box. I don't know. Mine's like that.
Ours came in a box. Mine did not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. They also had a really pretty teal color, but I know I wear gray more. So I got gray as well. But yeah, so we went and did that, and then we were kind of like, what do we do? And that's when we found the hill. Did you purchase that before? Or were we? Oh yeah. You can show that.
I got this. There, I'm trying to get it where it doesn't. It's called the Weed Eater, but I just thought that was just so cute. That was one of my big purchases.
It was really pretty. The original was there too.
The other thing I got was this
basket. That's so fun. Look, she's already got it full stuff.
I did not buy yarn. I bought that basket and this print.
Yes.
So my husband will be very happy.
And I didn't buy anything but this t-shirt.
That's all she got.
That's it.
And she's going back tomorrow.
Okay, so what we kind of realized too is that we are very, very fortunate.
Yes.
That we have lived, especially in Texas, around amazing yarn stores. And it's such a privilege. And so,
and to see some of the yarn lines here that we see at our local yarn store that y'all may not get everywhere else.
right.
And it was, yes, we're very blessed to have access to these at other places besides a giant festival.
Yeah.
And this is a very large festival.
Yeah. I think that's why things didn't look like shiny. I was just like, I don't know, nothing's really sticking out when we walked through.
No, exactly.
It was beautiful stuff.
But the food is A1 class. I mean, I had a cream puff. I thought a cream puff. No, it was a cream puff.
Massive.
Covered in chocolate.
I'm getting a brownie tomorrow.
It was the iced tea, only available in 32 ounces. And it was in a giant, one of the Chinese soup cups
literally
with the plastic lid. Yeah, a takeout with the plastic lid.
Yeah.
It was, but I mean, the other big saving grace, I guess, or good thing, was the people were all amazing. Everybody we ran into, and I mean, even if you were just sitting down next, I'm tired, I can't do this anymore. They always found, made space for you, like, here, come sit, and kept you engaged. Or if you didn't want to talk to anybody, they left you alone. They could figure it out.
Yeah.
And so that was really neat.
So we kind of found our way onto the infamous the hill.
The hill.
And there were like benches at the top, which was pretty cool. And there were people gathering.
Of course. I sat on the benches and my feet were still 6 inches off the
ground. They were high. Yeah,
it was like I was just swinging feet.
Well, because it was a hill. I mean, literally it was a hill. So like the ground sloped down. But it was cool because you could see like people were kind of gathering in small groups, like, probably people they came with. And it was covered in fallen leaves that would like change colors. It was very fall.
Oh, beautiful. And then there was a giant gust of wind and all the yellow leaves just kind of wet. It was so pretty.
Yeah. So we just started meeting people, and then we started seeing people like famous knitting people. And this was when it really started to get fun. So I think what we kind of learned was like, it may not just be about the yarn. It's more about the experience.
Right. Definitely.
And that's when all of a sudden, like, the hours were passing, and I was like, whoa, what time is it?
Exactly, because the morning kind of crawled.
It did.
And then, but the afternoon just was like done.
Yes, it was so fun. So we saw, like, Andrea Mowry hosted a little event. It was huge.
It was huge.
Like 50 people wearing the same sweater. They all took a picture. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was so cool. So we were just like watching.
And Christy Glass was there.
I know, who I didn't even see. I missed her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, I didn't even.
I watched her.
No, that's all I wanted to do.
I didn't go down there, but I watched her.
That's all I wanted to do. I thought it was so cool, and I got to meet so many people. And I gave out almost all the pins I brought today. I think I have like 4 left, but I have more for tomorrow.
And the one thing I did get, was the Knitmore girls. She gave it to me because I went up and talked to her and told her how much I enjoyed them and how much they made my commute to and from work so much better. Yeah. Because they're just so cute to listen to.
Yeah. I loved them when I was commuting to work. That's who I always listened to.
Yeah.
Anything else about the hill was the best part. It was just fun to talk to everybody.
Well, I know you're going again tomorrow. Yeah. Would I go again? Yes, but only if I'm staying somewhere there. Yeah. Because you miss, if you're staying in the city, which, don't get me wrong, it's been great because I don't ever get to see you in person anymore. But you miss out on that camaraderie when you finish. You go back to your Airbnb or your hotel or whatever, and you get to talk about the day, eat food, be silly, and knit. Yeah. And you miss all of that if you don't stay there around Rhinebeck. And there's really some pretty places. It's just, we didn't know how it was going to be.
I think the ultimate trip, if you've never been to New York City, would be to come for a day or two before and then take the train up there and stay up there.
Exactly. Exactly.
We did get to experience a little bit of like the actual town of Rhinebeck because one of my members, Vanessa, that I got to meet in person for the first time, offered us a ride.
Thank you, her husband.
Yes, it was so nice. So we ended up leaving, around 3 We didn't stay the whole day. It was till 5.
It was about 3:30.
Yeah. And we went and got some food, and then we went to the train station, and the train took about 2.5 hours back, and this is where we are.
This is where we are. Yes.
Tired.
She's going back tomorrow.
Tired, but
I'm
happy.
going back to Texas tomorrow.
Yes,
so,
I know.
So
I know. So,
but
yeah.
Thank you for letting me share.
The camera?
Yeah.
The spotlight?
Sometimes.
I know. I was watching back yesterday's and I'm like, Natalie, you just keep talking to the camera and not letting Rebecca talk.
No, we had a pretty good conversation.
I think we did too.
So, but we always do.
I know.
Okay.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too.
It was fun.
But bye.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Go to Rhinebeck. It's worth it. Hopefully you can take some tips from what we learned.
Right.
And I'll have one more day. I'll have one more day to share. So stay tuned.
All right. Bye.